What is up, y'all? Got a full day of eating for you today. Uh, woke up at 178 pounds today, so a little bit lighter than I have been, which is awesome. Not lean by any means, don't get me wrong, but we're a bit lighter, so that's awesome. But now it's time to get big, right? We got to start eating big to get big. So I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm doing to slowly ramp the calories. They're not necessarily that high yet, but since I have been cutting most of like the spring and summer, I'm just slowly gonna start ramping them a bit and get them higher and higher, but also keeping it nice and slow and controlled bulk. I don't want to put on too much body fat because, God willing, and everything if everything goes well, next spring I plan to be competing in another bodybuilding show. So no, not next spring. I'm sorry, next fall. Next spring I'll be starting prep. So yeah, we don't want to put on too much fat as we bulk, but we do want to keep making sure we're still getting good size and making gains because well, if not that sucks. But anyways, we're on meal number 1. It's a bit later in the day than I would like it to be. I slept in a little bit, which kind of sucks. It means that since I am eating more, my body's still not quite used to getting more food in me. So with having to eat more now, sometimes it can be a pain to get this food in. So I like to have a decent bit of time, a decent window, eating window to get all my food in. Since I slept in, that eating window's kind of reduced. It's a bit smaller. So if you sleep in, feels great. You get a little extra sleep, but then you got to pay the consequences on the back end. Like I have less time to eat. But anyways, this first meal, it's going to be 150 grams of egg whites, 3 like eggs, like whole eggs, and then I will also do about 50 grams of oatmeal with 10 grams of almond butter and 100 grams of frozen blueberries in there. So honestly, a decent bit of food, but also a decent bit of protein. I think this is like 40 plus grams of protein in this one meal with close to 40 something grams of carbs. I don't remember the fats off the top of my head, but no, a decent meal nonetheless. So I'm gonna cook all this stuff up and I'll catch in with you once I actually have it like made. All right, so we got breakfast all cooked up. I started stirring these frozen bloobs into the oatmeal though, but I always eat my eggs first, oatmeal second. It just kind of gives the blueberries in here a chance to really thaw out and let the it cools down the oatmeal and then thaws out the blueberries. So we got the oatmeal and blueberries, and then all the eggs. And one thing I forgot to mention, I take my morning supplements with my first meal because as your body digests the food, it just helps kind of digestion. So it helps these kind of digest and get in your system better. All that it is ashwagandha, which helps with stress, cortisol management, all of that, and then fish oils, which helps with like brain health, heart health, and inflammation and stuff. So that's all I take in the morning. Nothing crazy, just these two, 4 pills technically, but like 2 different supplements. Let's pop those quick. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get into this meal. Um, as we ramp calories going forward, like within the next month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, as calories go up, I'll probably slowly start replacing some egg whites with whole eggs. So I'll cut it from like 150 grams of egg whites to like 100 grams of egg whites, 4 eggs, and then like 50 grams of egg whites, 5 eggs. Maybe not even that much. Maybe I'll stop at 4 whole eggs. I don't know, but that's something I have to consider in the future. But this is all that we're running now. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'll eat this. Catch up with you guys in a bit. So that's the eggs down. Now I get into this this oatmeal. I love this stuff. This is like my little kind of like a dessert at breakfast. It tastes so good. I'm not even kidding. But I'm gonna down this. All right, that is meal number 1 down. So that's all I got for this. Now I'm pretty much just I'm gonna clean up. Obviously, I gotta do dishes because as you'll see later in this video, I eat a lot and I eat a lot out of bowls. So I'm going through a lot of dishes. So I gotta do dishes yet today, and then I think I'm gonna go take my dog. I don't know if you can see him. I'm gonna go take this little psycho for a walk, which is something I recommend if you're like kind of bulking up or excuse me, like bulking up or eating more calories than typical. And if you feel like you're getting full a lot, take like digestion walks. Just after each meal, go take a quick like 10-15 minute walk. It'll help kind of get your I don't even know if your metabolism is the right word for it, but it'll get your digestive tract, your GI tract, really just working, and then it'll help you digest things. You'll feel better. It'll free up more room, and then if you are bulking and you struggle to get food down, kind of like me, I'm a lot better at cutting. I'm good at not eating much, whereas eating a lot is really difficult for me. So these digestion walks help because it gets my food digestion quicker, and it can help me feel less full, which then in turn will help me be able to eat more, get less bloated, all good things. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go walk him. He's already sitting there looking up at where his leash is, getting excited. So I'm gonna go do that and tidy up the house, do some other stuff, and then I'll catch in with you guys for meal number 2. So see you in a bit. All right, we're getting ready to have meal number 2. I have 70 grams of uncooked rice in here, which when I cook it, it'll turn out to be probably roughly about 200 grams. That's what I shoot for, is about 200 grams of cooked rice. I just scale it dry. It's a lot easier that way, and then I make it my rice cooker. Whenever you're making rice, though, make sure you actually wash it. Like rinse it, get that water in there, fill it up, drain it out, fill it up, drain it out. Do this a couple times. It'll make your it'll make your rice taste so much better. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I used to not because I was lazy, but it also doesn't take that long. Like it's pretty easy. You just keep straining it until it's pretty clear. Also, I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise going on in the background, like with this water and my dishwasher going. Hopefully, you can hear me just fine. But yeah, basically, just wash your rice. It'll make your food taste better, make you want to eat it more. But that said, I'm gonna basically get this cooking, pop this in my rice cooker. It'll take like 15-20 minutes, and then I'll check back in with the rest of meal number 2 and show you what else we're eating with meal number 2. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, so for this next meal, got the rice cooking. It's technically done cooking, but I just leave it in the rice cooker, keep it nice and warm. Gonna grab a paper bowl, because as you saw this morning, I used my last bowl, and now you got to weigh out your food again. This meal is just chicken rice broccoli, super simple bodybuilder meal. I pre-cook all my chicken, all my broccoli. I pretty much make all of my food earlier in the week, so I have it just ready for the week basically, and then I'll re-prep it in like big portions when I run out. So I just kind of make it as I run out, but like never at the time, except for rice. I make rice as I need it. Anyways, for chicken, we're gonna do 150 grams of chicken. There we go. All right. Well, okay. Well, we'll go a little over because I had extra. So I guess we'll do 190 grams of chicken today. So more chicken than normal, but that's okay. We will adjust. We will log for that. And then 100 grams of broccoli. Hold on. I forgot to tear the weight, I think. Yeah. So I need to get to 290 grams of broccoli. So there we go. So that's 100 grams of broccoli right there. And now simply I'm going to just microwave this. And actually I changed my mind. I don't want to use it in that bowl because it was too small to fit the rice. So I popped it all on a plate here. I'm gonna use some of this G Hughes uh Korean Japanese barbecue. So some of this G Hughes, it just sprayed all over the counter. Japanese barbecue, just a little bit of that on top, just for a little extra flavor. At least in a bulking phase like this, I am not tracking the barbecue because the sugar-free barbecue, it's literally 15 it's 10 calories per serving. I'm sorry, I'm like struggling to talk right now. But so yeah, I'll pop that on. There's meal number 2, chicken, rice, and broccoli. Pretty simple. I'm gonna go enjoy this, and then I'll catch up with you guys for meal 3, which will be our pre-workout meal. So I'll catch you when we're eating that. Okay, one other thing I forgot to mention was on this meal, I also put 5 grams of olive oil. I just drizzle that over the top of my chicken, rice, broccoli stuff. And that's basically just to get some fats in the diet. It's only 5 grams, it's only like 44 calories from fat, but you want to make sure you're getting fat in your diet because after all, it is one of your like macronutrients. You need your proteins, carbs, and fats. So don't neglect fats. I usually keep them a little bit lower. Like I only shoot for about like 50 to 60, maybe 70 grams of fat per day. So I try to keep it on the lower end, but you can't forget it. So I just a little bit of olive oil on here because it is a lean meat. It's broccoli and rice. There's not really much fat in here, so just a little bit of olive oil to add the fat in this meal. But Now I'm gonna enjoy this meal and then catch up with you guys for meal number 3. We are back for the pre-workout meal. This meal, there's a lot that goes into it, and in reality, I'm basically gonna be eating this meal twice, maybe minus the green beans. But this and my post-workout meal are actually incredibly similar. But I get 100 grams of beef. Start out with that, and then there's 100 grams of beef, and we do 100 grams of sweet potato. There's some sweet potato. Get the sweet potato for carbs because carbs are incredibly important before pre-workout or before a workout. And then we do 100 grams of green beans. Yeah, the measurements are really easy here because it's all just 100 grams. All right, there's 100 grams of green bean. And then I will just nuke this, microwave it quick, and then I have out in the rice cooker. I made 2 servings of 400 grams of rice technically, 140 dry, 200 cooked. And then I'll just basically be adding that to this meal, half of that, and then I will save the other half for the next meal. So I'm gonna finish prepping, making this meal. It's a pretty simple meal, and then we'll go hit the gym. All right, here's the finished product. It's nothing special looking. It's just a bowl of veggies, beef, and rice. So nothing special. I mean, in my opinion, it tastes great though. It is a little bland, but all of my meals are. So I like bland food personally, especially if I'm eating a lot, because if you have a lot of flavors, in my opinion, it makes it harder to put the food down because you get sick of the flavors, you get sick of the food. If you have bland meals, like they're nothing exciting, but they're easy to eat because like you just don't think much of it. I usually just like pop up like a YouTube video or like a Netflix show and I just eat my meals and don't really think much of it. But I wanted to check in because one more little thing. I gotta make my carb shake, my pre-workout shake, or not even shake. I guess like my intra carbs, my intra workout shake, which it's just Gatorade. Gatorade is carbohydrates. These give me 0 fats, 0 protein, 22 grams of carbs during the workout. So not that many, but I'm getting a lot of carbs pre-workout, and this is 80 extra calories. So you do 23 grams of this. If you are using this Gatorade powder like I am, and it's not like a single serve thing, make sure you're using a food scale to actually scale it out because it is incredibly easy to just add way too much because it gives you that huge scoop. They're made for like those big gallon jugs or whatever, or maybe bigger than that even. But so I do 23 grams of that, and then just some creatine by Raw Supplements or Raw Nutrition. If you want to save yourself 10%, you can use my code too at Raw Nutrition's code RSHAFIT. You can get your creatine, protein, pre-workout, all that good stuff. But 1 scoop of creatine in there, and then I'll be taking my Bum Essentials pre-workout. But I'm gonna take that after I'm done with the meal and everything because I don't want to be eating and then get all energetic and itchy and tingly from the pre-workout and then let it wear off before I even leave for the gym. So that's pre-workout. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna go hit a lower session. We're still deloading, so we're in a deload week. So the weight session will probably be pretty quick and pretty light because we're doing less sets, less reps. But stay tuned. Next video, I plan on kind of walking y'all through and talking through what deloads look like and kind of my methodology behind that. Today's focus, we're focused on the food here. So stay tuned for next week and you'll get kind of an insight on that. But I'm gonna eat this meal and then go hit the gym. We'll show you my workout. So I'll see you in the gym and then we'll catch up for meal number 4. It'll be the post-workout meal.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love goes, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah.
Corner meal number 4, I think. Keep me honest if I'm counting wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is meal number 4. We have one more after this, but this is the post-workout meal. It's like the same thing as the pre-workout, as you can see. It looks familiar. Beef, rice, sweet potato, just no green bean in this one. But I mean, the beef obviously for protein, sweet potato, and rice for carbs to refill those glycogen stores after the workout. And we have a protein shake, which is 2 scoops of the raw isolate. Again, code RSHAYFIT for that if you want to get that and save some money on it. Code RSHAYFIT, but tastes great. Anyways, that's done with the plug. So basically 2 scoops of that, just a little more protein right after the workout. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The workout was good. Just a deload leg day. I typically also would have done some leg curls, but the machine is out of order at my gym right now, so I couldn't use it. Which, yeah, so it's not the end of the world that the leg press or leg curl machine was kind of out of order, because in a deload week, I'm doing less volume anyway, so it all works out. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this, enjoy it. I'm thawing some chicken off camera that I need to pop in this air fryer and cook up because I'm out of chicken, as you probably saw earlier today. So I need to do that, but otherwise that's kind of my plan. I'll check back in with my last meal of the day when we get there. So see you in a bit when I get to that. All right, so we're back for the final meal, last meal of the day. Yeah, last meal of the day, meal 5. I thought I said that weird. But it is just kind of my dessert, which is just this fat-free. It just squirted on my toe. It's this fat-free yogurt. I do 200 grams of yogurt. 200 grams of yogurt. And 25 grams of honey. Got it. I didn't struggle. All right. And there's 25 grams of honey. So that's it. That's meal number 5. Final meal of the day. Very simple. Very easy. So after this meal, that'll bring the total calorie count to 2,735 calories, with 223 grams of protein, 313 grams of carbs, and 51 grams of fat. So that's the macros and the calories I'm consuming right now. Only other thing with this meal, I'll take my nightly supplements, which is just magnesium and zinc to help with my quality of sleep. You can take these in the morning too with your morning stack. I actually like to split them up. Why? I don't know, but I do. So that is that. I'm gonna go enjoy this yogurt and honey concoction, my little sweet treat to end off the night. Go watch TV or something, and yeah, and then I'll come back and do it all again tomorrow. So appreciate y'all for watching. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and then stick around because next week, like I mentioned earlier in this video, I'll post a video on kind of my methodology on how I do my deload week. So stick around for that, and I'll see you next week. Peace.